welcome to Renegade RV. I'm Dwayne Kazmierzak, Director of Sales and Marketing, and I'm here with Regional Sales Manager Chris Cook. And we're out in the plant here today, and we are going to show you all around a brand new 2021 Renegade Villagio. Take it away, Chris.
Thanks, Dwayne. So today, we're in the plant here in Bristol, Indiana of Renegade, and we've brought one of the Villagios inside, one of the bays here, to show you some of the features that we have with the Villagio product. This happens to be a 25 RML floor plan, which means it's the Murphy bed floor plan, and the L is going to designate the fact that it has an aero cap on front. We do have an RMC, which designates cab over bunk, and then you'll have your traditional sleeping area over the top of the cab here. So I want to start with the paint that we're using. We're using a Sickens paint, and with that, we actually clear coat twice through the whole coach, and we cut and buff or wet sand and buff in between each clear coat. And then we do a third one on the front of the coach because we know that takes the blunt force going down the highway. This one happens to have the optional diamond shield on there. We put it in 3 locations. One, we're gonna put it on the front hood, coming down to your wheel well tire there. We have it on our transition piece about 18 inches up because that takes a good hit. And then we actually have it around the keypad area. So if you're using your keys, you're not dinging up the paint here. So that's our paint, again, cut and buff in between each one of those clear coats. Something we've done here at Renegade, our engineers were able to utilize the Mercedes MBUX system, the 10 1/4 system inside, and utilize our side cameras, which you don't see on everybody. So we're actually able to use the side cameras with the system, meaning that we don't have to have an additional monitor above obstructing your view going down the road. It utilizes that. And then I'm going to show you later on, we have a system inside that will allow you to manipulate or use your cameras going down left, right, rear as you're driving down the highway. That's something you don't typically see. So working back here a little bit, I want to touch first of all on the first compartment we find here, which is our LP Quick Connect. I'll open it up here. The difference here at Renegade is we've actually enclosed it, so you don't have it in the open, it's not exposed to the outside elements. And then to utilize that, you take a hose, come up from underneath, quick connect it into it. You can even close your door when you're using the actual LP tank itself. And we'll get into the size of the LP tank because that's kind of special for us too. So again, working our way back again. We do a side hinge door. Instead of lifting it up and going underneath it, we do a side hinge door, which is a nice feature. We build our own doors at Renegade for our Sprinter products. We do that ourselves, so we have all quality control over that. And it's a nice large area here. If not 1, 2 golf bags can fit into this compartment here. And then I always want to make sure we point out our hardware because that's just heavier duty than what you see in the industry standard. Slam latch that you don't have to slam, closes nicely every time. That's a nice feature. Back here on the wall, we don't have a outside entertainment center. However, we have installed a backer into the wall that if you want to install a bracket for a TV, you can do that as well. And then of course you have your hookups down here with your 110 and your coax cable. I mentioned, or if I didn't, we're talking about the Renegade Way. This is one thing that I really like, something we do here. Again, it's a little bit different than everybody else. Our preformed molded wheel well here, it's just something you can pull on that you don't have any movement at all because it's just a solid piece. And I really like that feature about it. Walking back here, we've got our compartment with our generator, which is going to be standard LP, optional diesel generator. One thing nice about this is once you know the whole basement configuration, you'll know them all. And then last but not least is another storage bin because we know that in a rig this size, storage is key. So we want to make sure any area that we can place a storage, we do. So that will complete the bins. Now, I mentioned the paint, and even our name badges are painted on. They're not a decal. We actually paint all of these on as well. And then the last thing on this side of the coach is going to be a full length awning. We don't come up short on the end of 2, 3, 4 feet. We do a full length awning. It's a lateral arm awning, so you don't have any arms coming down to hit. You've got LED light across the top of it, along with the porch light, and of course it has the wind sensor on it. Okay, so now we're going to come to the back of the coach, and here I want to point out just a couple things. You can see the LED running lights that go all the way around the coach are all LED, of course. And then as we bring the paint around here just to match the side, but also I want to point out a couple things that you can't see now that the coach is actually completed. And there's a couple things here. One is all of our walls that we put onto this coach are actually resting on the floor itself. We're not allowing just the screws to hold the integrity of this coach together. We actually have them resting on the floor. And then also on the inside of this, wall panels on the inside of a lot of coaches will have a Luan board. We use what's called an Asdale on the inside. So it's a man-made, non-organic material. So now we're on the curbside, and I just want to point out a few features over here. One is in this first compartment where we store our batteries instead of under the steps. But we have two 110 amp hour AGM batteries, which is standard at this point. And then partitioned off a little bit, you've got a inverter back here, and then our emergency start system up front there. That's something you actually use on the inside of the coach, but I wanted to show it to you where it's at. The next compartment's going to be our LP tank here. This is where we store it. It's the 20.3 gallon LP tank, so there's a lot of LP here when you're out dry docking and you need that additional LP. Now walking back here, which I think is one of the coolest things that we do here at Renegade, I love the fact that we have an in-house water jet system, and we actually cut out with the water jet system our own labels. So everything you have here, there's no ink in there, there's no decals in there for the peel later on. I just love the way it sits right now. You're gonna have that for the life of your coach, and you're never gonna have that smearing or anything going on. So now we're inside the actual cab of the Mercedes chassis, and for 2019 model year chassis, they've increased some safety features on the coach, which are going to be three big things, which are your lane assist. So that'll keep you inside your lines as you're driving down the road. You have a little notification with the seat, a little vibration into the seat. Secondly, you have your brake assist. So if you're in your cruise control mode, you'll actually use what they call distronic. So it actually stops or slows you down if you're getting closer to the car in front of you. And then third of all is going to be a brake assist. Well, actually, if you're going towards something not in cruise control mode, it's going to give you notification, hey, we're getting too close, and actually start applying the brakes for you. So those are three nice safety features on the new chassis for Mercedes. Now, if you're newer to the Class C, Class B plus market, one thing I always like to point out about the Mercedes Sprinter chassis is we don't have an engine shroud down below here. So when I'm getting out of the driver's seat or even the co-pilot seat and I'm making my way back into it, I don't have a shroud I have to worry about. It's a much easier for me to do that. And I'm a big guy. And secondly, is I can actually take this seat and move it back, unlike some of the other chassis that are used there for Class C's, and I can still get a nice leg stretch here and have recline in my seat, as opposed to if I want to have a nice leg recline, I have to bring the seat up. And then if I want to have a recline, I have to put the seat all the way up, and then my legs are just cramped. So that's a really nice part of the Mercedes chassis, I think, with compared to, say, another alternative chassis. So Mercedes, for their 2019 and newer chassis, they've actually placed a compartment up here with a cover on it as well. It has if your phone's capable of it, it has the wireless charging system in there. So you just set your phone right down there and you can charge your phone while you're going down the road. We talked about the outside mirrors, exterior side mirrors, and the rear mirrors. I said Mercedes, she's going to talk back to us now. But what I wanted to show you is the toggle switch down here, which that'll allow us to switch through the camera. So I've got the left camera, we got the right camera, and then I can do the back camera. And it's a nice feature for people towing something they just want to see what's behind them or just see on the side of them. It's a nice feature we're able to do and actually incorporate that into the Mercedes MBUX system instead of having another monitor on top or coming from the top here. So now we're going to walk into the inside of a Renegade Villagio 25 RML floor plan. RM designates our Murphy bed floor plan, which we'll show you later on. But in the meantime, up front, that L means you're going to have a dedicated storage with an aero cap. We've got the 3 doors across the top here. We'll show you the 1 door here with heavy duty hardware. The door's always going to stay up for you, but nice dedicated storage up top. We have an RMC floor plan, which will be the cab over bunk. And that floor plan has the dedicated sleeping area up there. So this is the view of the cab over bunk on the Villagio products. And one thing to really notice is the automotive style. Renegade's really known for is their wood products. And all of our cabinetry is wood, it's hardwood maple. Our doors are maple. All of this is real wood. It's not a wrap style like you might see on some of the competition out there. And then next, I want to show you something standard in all of our Sprinter products is a power skylight here. So you just simply hit the button and there we go. If you hit it the right way, there we go. We don't need to go all the way up. But then when it's up, if you'd like to keep any insects out, we've got a screen that comes across here, Or during the daytime, maybe you want a little darker inside, maybe the sun's hitting it, you can actually take the screen back and then a total shade blackout. Shade is up top there. But the fact that it's powered kind of sets us apart from some others that are using the same skylight. Standard on the Villagio floor plan is the dinette. You can do an option with a theater seating if you'd like to, but standard is the dinette. But one thing that's nice about this dinette is you occasionally have that customer that needs a place to put a crate or maybe even storage of something else. And on our dinette, if you look up here or look in here, you'll notice we don't have any legs that go into the floor. So you can put anything in here that you'd like to do for storage, whether it be a pet in a crate or something else. And the other nice benefit to that is you don't have anything to knock your legs on when you get in and out of the dinette. So as mentioned, we are in the Villagio 25 RML floor plan, which is the Murphy bed floor plan. On the back side of the dinette, where we have the Murphy bed itself, we actually have a little sofa down here. Both these have the leg kick on them. But what I really want to show you is how to operate this Murphy bed. And what I like about it is a couple things our engineers did is they designed it so we don't have to have any sort of leg up here to manipulate to put the bed into position of sleeping. So I thought that was really cool. So it's about maybe a 20-second process to do the whole thing, but I'm going to take a little bit longer just to demonstrate how to do it, okay? First of all, you need to remove these arms. And I like to set them down here. They'll be out of the way when we're all said and done. And the reason why we moved the arms is our engineers designed it to have the rest right here on a solid piece instead of that leg that I mentioned. So then you take the sofa, which is a jackknife sofa, and you lay it flat. You undo the locks, one on each side. And then now that the bed's down, you can see that it's what we call an oversized queen or a mini king bed, 65 inches wide, 72 inches long. So in our bathroom, we have a one-piece shower surround, which is really nice and nicely appointed. But as well, what I really like we did is this year we went to a little convex shower curtain, so it gives you more room if you're a bigger guy like myself to be able to stand inside there. On the RM floor plan, and actually on all Villagios, but specifically on the RM floor plan, this pantry here is really, really big. Got uppers and lowers, but it's super deep, super wide, a lot of storage in this coach in our pantry area. Love, love, love that about the Villagio and the RM floor plan. On the Villagio, we have a two-way refrigerator, so gas and LP, so you can utilize that when you're out dry docking as well. Convection microwave is standard on the Villagio floor plan. Nice solid surface countertops on the Villagio as well with accent lighting below. Nice wood cabinetry that I told you about earlier, mentioned earlier. Slow close on those is our standard for us. The Dometic two-top range top is going to be standard for us in this product, as well as something that we started incorporating earlier this year is our pop-up power tower. On the RM floor plan, you'll find it on the countertop. On the full wall FW floor plan, you'll find it coming down from behind the TV. So it is there, just not on the countertop itself. You just tuck it right back into place there. We do have a stainless steel sink with cover, faucet, and one thing I really like about the Villagio TV position is as we pull it out, if you had a cab over bunk, you could actually turn the TV and position it where they can see it up there. Or if you're sitting in the position of the RM on that sofa over there or dining, it's right at you, you can actually turn it that direction. So that's just a nice feature on that. And then it's just magnet keeps it in place. There's no straps or ties. A magnet will just keep that in place. The JBL soundbar is Bluetooth operated. If you'd like to stream something through it, you can do that as well. For the 2021 Villagio, we've incorporated a full multiplex system into the coach. So not only do you have the main pad here, you'll have about 4 remotes throughout the coach that you can touch certain buttons and turn on the lights and generators and so forth throughout. But this is a full complete system. You're able to run everything, kind of a main page here with some thermostats for you. However you want to do your auto gen start, you can do some things here, and then your tank readers there going through the system. You can do lights individually, again, on the remotes throughout the rig. You have lights in each section of the coach. And then working our way down, you have your parameters for your auto gen start, which can be done by time of day, the temperature on the inside of the coach, or the voltage of the batteries. And you can run all three parameters actually at the same time. Working our way down here, you get into the thermostat or the furnace and heater of the coach. You can run them here as well as you have the front and the rear rain sensor max air fans that we have in the coach. So they do have the rain sensor on there, as I mentioned, which is a nice feature. If you go away, rain hits them, they close automatically. And then we have our awning and our slide retract on this screen here, and then just some settings on below. But
Thanks a lot, Chris, and thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, and we'll see you again on the next Renegade RV video.